her day starts pretty much, she wakes up and we get right into her routine. We have a lot to do in terms of keeping her lungs clear, so she does her medical inhalations, and then we do some physiotherapy before she even gets to breakfast.
The medicine comes out from here. When I breathe in it, it does this.
With meals, the toughest part is she's supposed to be on a high-fat diet, so everything we cook, we have to make sure we know how much fat is approximately in there so that we can make sure that she's getting in as much nutrients as possible in fat because they don't digest it.
My mommy cooks my meal and I eat it all when she says I have to eat it all.
Yeah, because the amount of the medication she takes for her meal is specific to the meal that I've made. So that is one of the things we've had to work with her on, just to get her to make sure she eats everything that's in her plate, because she knows it's going to help her grow and it's going to help her keep healthy.
My good vitamins, so it helps me get the hurting coughs out. I swallowed the whole thing. It feels like your normal coughing, but one time a little bit in my stomach hurted, and then I had to went to the doctors a little bit and get a little shot, and then I got a Band-Aid and I taped it off by myself and it didn't hurt.
Cystic fibrosis, the main components of it, so the lungs, she's been very healthy. We've had trouble with her gut in the past. She's had several surgeries in the past that relate back to her first initial cystic fibrosis related surgery, sort of. So it's another sort of add-on complication that not everybody gets, but unfortunately she's had the blunt end of it, and that's been sort of the harder part, is getting her used to the hospital stays and getting her used to the fact that it's okay that she's in the hospital and that it'll just make her feel better eventually. And I think that that was sort of a hurdle when she was younger, and she gets that now. She's getting really, really good at the hospital visits, and I think that's an important part of getting little kids used to seeing a doctor and realizing that it's not a big deal when you go to the doctors. It's just a regular part of your routine, sort of. So. And how we learned that she had this, and having to learn everything about it, you realize it's a very complex disease, and it's hard to sort of wrap your mind around it. So to get any kind of awareness out there, like with Shinerama, and trying to get funding for certain medications and just research funds is absolutely amazing. So it's definitely, it feels good to know that we can be somehow a part of that, and that we can somehow at least make people aware of what's going on, and that it exists, besides everything else, unfortunately, that exists in the world, that it is another issue that kids like her are battling every day.